we know that a forged wheel is the best wheel. I want to have additional strength, that's a good thing, but I want to mind my weight and still have something that performs a little bit better. It's a little bit lighter weight. You see lighter weight in the performance of the car. You see it in braking, you see it in turning, you see it on the scales when you're trying to get your car as light as you can make it. Hey, James at BimmerWorld here with Phil, and in front of us we've got our current range of wheels in our technical alloy line. We have 3 BimmerWorld wheels in front of us, from our fully forged TA16, Flowform models, the TA5R, the TA8S, the brand new wheel. Why did we bring these things to market? What is this intended for? What use? Something that rings a bell here is we came out with the TA16 first. We incorporated a lot of technical features that we use in racing wheels, great for street car guys, and it's just a pretty wheel, and a lot of these are just cosmetically attractive, and we're aware that wheel choice may not be about the technical features or about specifically the weight of this thing or whatever. We're gonna go ahead and tell you that, but these things look good too, and sometimes it's just about how they look on your car and that we have the right fitments for what your car needs. So starting with our TA16, which is our fully forged wheel, so this is kind of the premium wheel in our wheel line and comparable to the most premium wheels on the market. We have the deep knurled bead seating, which that's good for keeping tires from slipping. We have undercut spokes, so you kind of give it that I-beam shape.
And also have this super beefy reinforced rear lip.
On the back, the hub pad where it meets the brake disc is also pocketed, which gives you more strength. Basically, we're relieving some of that material, retaining the strength. Same thing we're doing on the front, around the hub. We're pocketing that in deeper.
And tons of brake clearance. These things have gobs of brake clearance. 17 will even clear some 355 kits.
17 and 18 sizes, 17 by 9, 18 by 9, up to
1811.
Just a lot of technical features on the TA16. Again, it looks great. So if money's not a factor, or if you're a race person and you're thinking about how much am I going to spend on wheels for my vehicle for 5 years and I'm going to pound on it, the TA16 is a fantastic wheel. That's our premium. Still talking about something better than cast, right? Flowformed is a step forward in the manufacturing process from a cast wheel, but we know that a forged wheel is the best wheel. With stronger metal, with a better grain structure, with less structural voids, etc., I'm coming up with something that is stronger per pound, so I can either create a wheel that's the same weight and my forged wheel is going to be stronger, or I can come up with a wheel that's the same strength and my forged wheel is going to be lighter. What we've done is kind of a balance of the two. I want to have additional strength, that's a good thing, but I want to mind my weight and still have something that performs a little bit better. It's a little bit lighter weight, because you see lighter weight in the performance of the car. You see it in braking, you see it in turning, you see it on the scales when you're trying to get your car as light as you can make it.
Absolutely.
That was a game changer. That was our entry into the wheel market.
Yep.
Then from there, it's like we're doing forged wheels at a lower price of entry. So that's awesome, but that's not what people pick up the phone and call and ask for, right? It's Flowformed, right? Flowformed, or it's basically a name for a wheel that's not a fully forged wheel, but in many cases, a true Flowformed process wheel is something that is much better than the cast wheels of old, and they are much more structural. And again, more structural means less metal, more strength, some balance of the two. But roll into the TA5R. So this was our next wheel offering. I think our main point when we brought out this wheel is how can we reduce cost but maintain technical features? We needed to be into a flow-formed wheel, and what is the best wheel we can create in a flow-formed wheel?
Still have, the scallop spokes, some beefy spokes on here too, all the way to the edge to increase that strength. Knurled bead seat on these as well. Same deal with this reinforced lip on the back. That's typically the spot that's going to be hammering the curbs, and in general, we built in some ridges into this barrel for overall strength.
And moving on to the newest model, the TA8S, so we took that a step further, even beefier. So we still have the ridges in the barrel. We've redesigned the barrel shape. We've put a lot of focus on the back edge of this barrel, and all that to increase the load rating of the wheel, because let's face it, these wheels, these 17s, 18s, we've got some 19s in the works. These are going on newer, more modern cars. Heavy cars. They're like 4,000 pounds. We're not talking about E30s that are a little bit over 2,000. Other technical features that we retained on that?
A lot of the stuff that we've got from the rest of our line that you would expect. Another addition is the holes there for alignment, to make your laser alignment easy.
We got that customer feedback. We integrated that. Not everybody's just popping these things on a race wheel or wants that racing style design. So thinking about like a modern take on a CSL wheel where we can incorporate some of the technical features in the rest of our wheel line, but still have that kind of classic BMW styling to this new TA8S wheel. I mean, we're standing in front of BimmerWorld wheels, and you know, we'd like to say they're the strongest, they're the best, they're never gonna fail, but that's just not reality of the world, right? And while our wheels are extremely durable, and we've chosen designs, done FEA analysis, we think the design itself is strong, we are very confident in the manufacturing process, so confident that we do provide a warranty, right? So it's what?
Yeah, we have a 50% wheel replacement program on our Flowform line. If you bend one, crack one, get in a wreck, whatever it is, really it's pretty rare we ever have to take anybody up on this, but send the wheels back to us and we can get you a replacement at 50% off.
Every wheel can be bent. So we're not saying these things are indestructible, they certainly aren't, but they are very strong and durable.
Like a lot of things in this industry, parts that people oftentimes think are not consumable actually are consumable. And wheels certainly are one of those. And you know, there's obviously the lifetime of a wheel, you know, part of what you're buying with a forged wheel is extra life in it, right? Flowform still has plenty of life, quality wheel.
But the failure we typically see, and when I say failure, again, I'm talking about a nicely designed wheel where, unless it's a major impact, ideally doesn't even lose air in the tire and keeps you racing or gets you home if you hit that brutal bridge seam. But the point that's going to be damaged is often that barrel. And so adding the extra strength is really a major focus for us.
Absolutely.
I remember the first days of racing, and the first time I bought wheels for our World Challenge cars. Our first wheel was a BBS RK. Great wheels, we invested heavily, and after year one of using those wheels, they were all trash. They were still functional, and you know, and I was surprised to say that these things are trash, but the tire guys at the racetrack would say like, hey man, these are all bent. I thought I bought wheels once, and you know, those are my wheels, those are the ones I want to use, and so clearly that's not the case. So then we started looking at, okay, what are the differences in wheel manufacturing? And again, that was 2004, something like that. That was a while back, and we've come a long way in wheel technology. But for the next round of wheels I purchased, even though it was kind of a big bite in the wallet, we moved to a BBS RGR, which was a BBS forged wheel, great wheel. It was expensive, but I get through season one and all my wheels work. They're not bent. The only ones I've destroyed are the ones that we took into a wall or took into another car. We've been through a few manufacturers on the race team, and we've had some quality wheels, but they're all super expensive. The TA16 was that moment that we found the right manufacturer that would do a fully forged wheel. So we're talking 10,000 tons on the press.
1,000-ton press, yep.
To come up with metal that is super dense, a wheel design that's incredibly structural, and now all of a sudden this is kind of like a forged wheel that's within everybody's budget. In conclusion, this is the full line of BimmerWorld Technical Alloy Wheels, from the fully forged TA16, TA5R, TA8S, brand new. More in the works. We hope we've answered a number of your questions. Certainly we talked about some of the things people have asked. If you have other questions, add them to the comments below. Contact us, shoot us an email, give us a call. We'd love to talk about wheels. We'd love to talk about the right wheel for your car, for your program, for whatever you do with your wheel. And check these things out. They really are fantastic pieces of equipment.